welcome to Yarn Happy. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you're new, my name is Vanessa and yarn makes me happy. If it does the same for you, then stick around because I think you'll like it here. And also, please subscribe to my channel and like the video if you do enjoy it. I would really appreciate it. So let's just get started. I am still working on the fruits blanket, but all the panels are blocked, and I have bordered one of them. So what I did was I picked, of course it would be the banana, which was my favorite. I picked the one that was 40 inches long with like no stretching so that I could border it and not have it warp at all, and see how many stitches around it is. And then I'm going to border each of the panels with as close to as many stitches as on this panel, so that if they are a little bit different in length still, I can block them out again, and hopefully the border and reblocking them will help to keep them in the right size. Because I did block some of them aggressively to get them to the right length, but I didn't leave them on. Like, I could probably do more and get them to stay a little bit better, and I think the border will help. But anyway, here's how I did the border. I went around the whole perimeter with slip stitches first. So you can kind of see one loop of the slip stitches, like right here. And then I did 2 double crochets together, one in the front, and then I put the second one in the back of the same slip stitch. So this was all done in one round, but it finished both sides identically so that it has like a really nice edge, and it doesn't have like the front and back look that just doing like a single row of double crochet around would have. So this is kind of how you do, like if you've done mosaic before, you do a row of slip stitches around the outside, and then you do actually 2 separate rows of double crochets, one on the front, one in the back, and then you sew them together, and that covers all the ends of the mosaic rows. This one I didn't have any ends to cover, so that's why I could do the stitches combined. So anyway, if you need more explanation on that, or if you're curious about that, if that made sense, I think I explained it decently. I mean, I can do like a little tutorial or something if that's unclear, but just let me know if you're interested in that. But that is what I did. And so once I get all of these panels bordered like that, then I will start joining them together. Currently, I think, depending on how big it is, once I lay it all out with all the border on it and how it looks, I'll probably just sew the edges together, like just with like a whip stitch or a mattress stitch, and then actually do a proper border around the whole thing. But as far as if I do anything else between the panels yet, I'm not sure. It kind of depends on how it looks all laid out together. So that is my progress on that. I only got one of those done because I started my sweater this week, and I spent a lot more time working on that than I did anything else. So here is my progress on this so far. And I really like how this is coming out. I'll get a little close up here. I really like the colors together. I wasn't too sure once I had done like the first repeat of stripes. I wasn't too sure about it, but I think I like it a lot. I like that the yellow stands out a little bit and the green and the blue sort of blend in. I think it'll be really cute once it's done. The things that I'm doing a little differently than the pattern is that the puff stitches are only 2 yarn overs instead of 3 yarn overs, because I'm afraid I'm going to run out of yarn for the main color, the light blue. And also on the stripes, I'm supposed to carry the main color with this and do a a double crochet in between the puff stitch clusters to kind of make the puff stitches of the stripes stand out more. But I'm not doing that because, again, I'm afraid I'm going to run out of yarn, so carrying that through all the stripes would definitely use up a lot. Currently, I think I will have enough if I do it like this. So if I run out, this is why I didn't start with the ribbing, because if I run out, I can either pick a different yarn to do the finishing with, or do like a shorter or smaller ribbing, or maybe not. And you know, if I know I wanted to do the Tunisian ribbing on it, but if I completely run out of yarn, I'll just finish it with, you know, a different edging. So that's where I'm at on that. It is bottom up, so that's the bottom, starting with the blue down there, and then we're just working our way up. So far I am, I believe, on the third skein of the main color, and I have 10. So this is actually going pretty far. I still have probably half of the third one left, so I can get a decent way before I have to crack into that fourth one. So that's where I'm at on the sweater. I am really liking this pattern. It works up, you know, after working with sock yarn for so long, which I love, it's really nice to work with DK and just like, and doing puff stitches and double crochet and things that take up a lot more space with fewer stitches. It's nice to have a project that's really working up quickly. Even my peacock blanket, even though that's worsted weight, and I'm using like a 5.5 crochet hook, it's double, like it's stacked, like I've talked about before, so even that takes forever to do. So yeah, really enjoying this project. It works up quickly. The yarn is so nice, like the Willow and Lark Heath yarn, that's this one. It is so nice. Like, I really like working with this, so that's been really fun too. And I actually am doing puff stitches with the brushed alpaca, just with the 2 yarn overs. It's not too hard to pull it through. And I did have to frog like a little bit of one row, and you know what? It actually frogged. Like, I was shocked. I thought it was going to be really bad, but no, worked out fine. I'm using a 4mm hook for that, and it's going great. All right, on to the socks. So I did also finish the companion sock this week, and I ran these through the washer and dryer because who I'm going to give them to, that is how they will be cared for. I know that. So I just wanted to see how they'd hold up, and they did. They don't look any worse for wear. I washed them on cool, and then I had them in the dryer only for like maybe 20 minutes or so, and they were almost dry. So I just took them out and laid them on the table, and they're fine. I think if you dried them all the way on low, Panzer, don't scratch the table, please. I think if you dried them all the way on low, it probably wouldn't hurt them. Like, they held up just fine. So that was good. And then the next thing I did was I tried out a different sock pattern. So I love that pattern, and I plan on making more of those, but I really wanted to try out something that I could do, like the sock kind of all in one go, you know, instead of, because this does create a lot of ends, because these are not, I mean, even if you did this all in one color, you would still have to break the yarn in between every square. So you do have to weave in a lot of ends, which I don't really mind that much, but you know, it would be nice, especially with some patterns on yarns, like self-patterning yarns, it would be nice to be able to enjoy that pattern the way it's meant to be. So that is why I tried out a new technique, and I made this sock. So this is all one piece. I did have to seam it up, but it's like a chevron. So I started in the back and then worked my way down to the bottom and then came out to the top and then sewed it up the sides. And the reason that I followed I saw on Instagram that there was these patterns for knitted socks that were flat and then they were seamed up. And I thought, well, I could probably do that with Tunisian. And the shape of it, I'll put it on the screen, it really looks like it would fit well with the chevron style that creates more stretch, because actually it was shown to me that somebody had come up with a pattern exactly like that picture, that basic flat design in Tunisian, but it was done in straight rows, not a chevron. The problem with that is that the horizontal line of Tunisian crochet does not have enough stretch. So what people do a lot of times is they'll do an extended return pass, and there's a couple different patterns that I have seen and been shown that use the extended return pass. The reason I don't really like that is because Panzer, stop scratching, buddy. There are books in the little table that I have my phone on to record, and he really likes tearing up paper, so he wants to get the books out of the table, and that's why he's scratching out it all the time. But anyway, as I was saying, the extended return pass stretches out the stitches and kind of ruins the solid quality of Tunisian crochet and creates holy socks like you know hopefully try to avoid with like an actual sock that's not a slipper or something. So I'm not a huge fan of trying to make that work, and when Tunisian crochet stretches so well in every other direction, I also don't really want to try and force it to stretch in the one way it doesn't stretch and have like not as great of a result, right? So that's why I thought I would try out doing a chevron and see if I could make that shape with chevron stitches. So I succeeded, and it fits really well. It wasn't tight anywhere. Yeah, I mean, overall, pretty good. The only thing I don't like about it is that, you know, this is obviously really pointy because it's chevrons, but I can round that out. I just didn't, because I was really just trying to get through the pattern and see if it even worked before I started doing any shaping and, you know, extra details. So really good first test on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another one, and I'm not going to make it, I made it flat up until the toe, and then I did a toe turn and actually didn't have to seam up the edges of the toe, because this is all one continuous, you know, I just continued on and was able to turn that way. So I'm going to do that with the heel, and I think I have, you know, in my mind it would work that I can go up this way and join to the bottom while crocheting it, so I can do it all without sewing. So that's going to be my next goal, is to make a no sew Tunisian sock all in one piece. So this is actually kind of where I wanted to get with the Tunisian socks, was to something like this, where whether that was in the round or worked flat or something, was something that didn't have a ton of ends to weave in, that could really show off the design of the, you know, yarns that I wanted to use. And yeah, I think that making really good progress. I'm actually really happy. And so the next sock is going to be all one piece, no sewing, and I'm going to make it a little bit taller on the heel. This is very much an ankle sock, so I can see, or taller on the leg, I mean not the heel, and see if that still fits well. And then I will try out some different ribbing techniques to see if I can just come up with something like that. But if Tunisian ribbing will not work, no matter how I do it, then I just won't do it. But I'm still gonna try. So yeah, sock progress. It's going along and I'm happy with it. And the final thing I have to show you, I'm still waiting on my Lady D's gradient cakes. I do have a shipping notification. They're still in Germany, so I have no idea when they're going to get here, but I am very excited to get those because I can't wait to show them to you. And I also can't wait to start on one of the projects that I have in store. But I do have my third subscription from Tippy Tree Yarns, and that is the, what's it called? Fog Fall. And this one I really like. Like, these are, look at this. I got 3 speckles in this one, and I am in love with each one of them. They are so pretty. This one, and this one, and then 2, this one isn't really a tonal, it's kind of a very sort of blush solid, which is beautiful. And then this one is a tonal, and it's kind of a mauve, and that's really pretty too. So yeah, gorgeous. And with the sock progress that I'm making, I mean, these are just even more exciting to me because I can just imagine all the pretty things that, all the pretty socks that could be made with these. So that is all that I have this week. So thank you for watching, and Panzer thanks you for watching. He's very excited and he would love it if I stopped recording and went and played with him. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye.